rationale about what's been going on around the world, complaining about gas prices going up, this war that's happening right now, and other fear tactics that they are continuously creating. They've been doing it for millennia, for a long time, and wishing things would just go back to normal. Nothing is going back to normal. That old timeline is done. That old system is crumbling for a reason. This planet is going through a huge transition right now. It is necessary. With all these things happening, it needs to happen. It's necessary for most of the world that needs to wake up right now. For the ones that say that they want to go back to the way things were, that's like saying, I don't mind being a slave to the system. I don't mind paying for bills. Nothing ever made sense the way we lived our whole lives. Just think about it. We've been living in this ghetto-ass world, this prison planet, that we've been incarnated here many, many times. For the ones that do know heavily about this, you know. And for the ones that don't believe in this, because some don't want to believe in incarnation, and that's okay. That's up to you, whatever you want to believe. But just think about it. We're not supposed to be living this way whatsoever. We normalized it. We accepted it the way things were. But now that system is crumbling. It's on its downfall. Like literally, it's falling apart. And that's the most amazing thing. And for most that don't believe in what's about to happen, they think that, oh, we're going to be controlled even more here and there. It's like, no, that was the whole system. The one that's coming in that's upon us right now, it's going to be the most amazing. It's going to be the most amazing system ever, should I say, in the most simplest language that I can speak of.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Yahweh to this world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai to this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashim means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's on the Paleo Hebrew. Also, give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And today's video, I wanted to go into how the kingdom of heaven is upon us. Okay, and this guy right here seems to be a Jake. You know, you could just kind of tell through the spirit. He was going into a lot of things, you know, a lot of spiritual things. He touched upon, you know, reincarnation, about how we have been reincarnated here multiple times, which is on point. Another thing he touched on was the transitioning of worlds, which that's on point too. And you know, as the brother put it in the beginning, that's going into 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? After this kingdom goes down, what is coming is the kingdom of heaven. And that's what that guy, maybe he knew, maybe he didn't, and that's what he was referring to in the spirit, was the kingdom of heaven. Okay, which is the Israelites ruling this planet in righteousness. Okay, so let's read that in Daniel chapter 7 and verse 22. It says, and unto the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. And that's what's coming, is that the saints, the Israelites, are going to possess the kingdom, are going to possess the rulership. Okay, go jump down to verse 27. It says, and the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. And that is when everything is fully going to be ran in its righteous way. Right? That's the guy was talking about. The earth is going to be clean. It's going to be simple. Okay, that's exactly right. Everything is going to be ran in the way it's supposed to be. And, you know, it talks about that in Isaiah chapter 14, how even the trees are going to be rejoicing that these Edomites went down. You know, Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 7, it says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feathers come up against us. Right, so going into the deforestation, right? Esau Edom is known for that deforestation, right, to actual a crisis. If you search up a deforestation, and let's see what the latest news is on that. Faster detection of forest loss. Right, which recently in my area there's a giant tree line right next to this one park I always go to, which they completely got rid of. Completely got rid of hundreds of trees just to start building those concrete jungles. Which is completely unrighteous. One thing about Esau is he doesn't give the land any rest. Right, the scriptures talk about how there is supposed to be a land Sabbath. Every seventh year, the land is supposed to rest. Okay. Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 25 and 2, it says, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land when I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto Yahweh. 6 years thou shalt sow the field, and 6 years thou shalt prune the vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for Yahweh. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. Right, so the land is all supposed to rest, so it can restore, and keep giving its increase. Okay, which is the same thing for us, right? You're supposed to rest. Okay, you can't just work without resting. But that's the way these Edomites operate. Okay, they want to work you to death. Okay, to pretty much use you. They'll work you to death, and once you're done, your body can't give anymore. Then they'll just get somebody else to do the job. A perfect example is where I live at. You got this meat packing company. It's called JBS, one of the biggest in the U.S. And the hardest job in that meat facility is cutting the meat. Right, it's the hardest. But they pay a decent amount for not knowing anything. And here it is. You'll have all these Manassites, these Cubans, come from Florida, from Cuba, and they'll start working at the meat plant. And that cutting of the meat will destroy their hands, will destroy their body, and they'll do it for the money. It gets to a point where some people, it's so bad that they can't do it no more. And what do? They get somebody else to fill that job. Another clog in the machine. So Esau Edom doesn't believe in rest for you Israelites, for the masses. They're just gonna exploit you till you can't no more. But the point is, a righteous rulership is going to be established. Okay, and it starts with this kingdom going down. This is why, the scriptures talk about how we're supposed to be hastening, the coming of the day of the Lord. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12, it says, Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right, so you're supposed to be looking for this society, this kingdom to be destroyed. Okay, for this place to burn. Because the faster that happens, the faster righteousness. Verse 13, Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right, and that new heaven and new earth is not talking about actual new earth. Okay, that word there goes into the Greek word kainos, which means new as respects form, recently made, fresh, recent, unused, unworn. And that's the key word is fresh. The earth, especially in freshness. The earth is going to be refreshed because the laws are going to be established. And these nations will have to learn them. Okay, Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right, so they're going to come to learn the law, because they're not going to have the law, statutes, and commandments inside of them. Okay? Only the Israelites are part of the second covenant, which the second covenant entails the law, statutes, and commandments being in our inward parts with new immortal bodies. Okay? It talks about how, you're not going to have to teach your neighbor, your fellow Israelite, because he's already going to know the law. It's going to be programmed inside of us. But these nations are not part of that. So they're going to have to learn just as we do today. It says, "And he shall judge amongst the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and the spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, and neither shall they learn war anymore." Right, so peace is going to be established. And one more scripture I'm going to hit, Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44, the divine kingdom. "In the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever." Okay, that's what's coming. How the Most High is going to set this up, and he is doing it right now by destroying this one to make space for the one that's coming. Okay, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent. Hopefully this was edifying. With that, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to elect. Shalom.